Hello everyone and welcome back to what will be, for now, the final Doctor Who action figure review of this current B&M wave. And I'm finishing off with what I think is a fantastic set, which is the History of the Daleks set 7, which is based on Day of the Daleks from 1972. Now, a few of you may be wondering, why is this set number 7 and my previous review was set number 5? Where's set number 6? Well, Character Options have responded by saying that they decided to skip number 6 and instead move that to the next wave later in the year, because it would mean that had 5 and 6 come out at the same time, it would have been 2 sets of silver and blue Daleks, and most people would just see that as 2 of the same figures, 2 sets of the same figures. So they've decided to put 5 and 7 together and 6 and 8 together, just to give a bit more variation on the shelves, which I think is fine. You know, I don't have a problem with that. So looking at the packaging, if you've seen any of these previous reviews, you know what to expect. You've got the Doctor Who logo, the TARDIS, limited edition, the History of the Daleks set 7, collector figure set, 5+, Character Options logo, Day of the Daleks 1972. Round to the side, we have the illustration of the TARDIS. On the back, we have all the regular text MacGuffins, a description of Day of the Daleks, and the behind the scenes on the Dalek props used in this story. On the side, we have Doctor Who and the TARDIS. And on the top, we have History of the Daleks set 7, all the regular text, and there's not a great deal to say on the bottom. So without further ado, let's get these figures out and take a look at them. So here we have the Day of the Daleks set out of the packaging, and here we have 2 very, very nice brand new variants of the regular Dalek and the Supreme Dalek from the story. But one thing that I want to mention just before I take a look at the figures is the backdrop used in the box. Now, I did forget to take a look at this in the Power of the Dalek set, but there wasn't a great deal to say about that one. It was just the Dalek ship that you see in the story. However, this one is a bit more interesting because we have a time tunnel where the Daleks emerge from, and I think you can see, maybe just in the corner, a couple of Ogrons walking through the time tunnel, and a couple of other Easter eggs scattered throughout the box, such as whatever this is. I can't remember what it is. I had it earlier this morning in my head, and I've completely forgotten it. And I think this robot here is from Blake 7, so there's a nice little Blake 7 nod in this packaging. But with the packaging out of the way, we'll take a look at the Daleks. And we're going to kick off by taking a look at the Supreme Dalek. Now, a few of you may be thinking, well, we've had a Supreme Dalek from Day of the Daleks before. And that is true, but now we have a fully accurate Supreme Dalek. The initial release was in Dalek Collector Set 2, which was back in 2008, 2009. And it's quite an outdated look now, and it wasn't at all accurate. However, now we have an accurate Dalek. So it's pretty much what you've come to expect from a 70s Dalek mould. We have the head sculpt with the ridged ears, which look fantastic. We've got the eye stalk with the pupil in the middle. We've got the silver just on the base of the eye stalk. Moving down, we have the now accurate gold neck bin, which looks fantastic. It's all gold. Moving down to the neck, or the shoulder section, sorry, we have the slats with the mesh, which are all gold. The gold gun with the gold ball socket, and the oval in the middle. And now accurately, we have the silver plunger with the silver ball, which is now very much accurate to the story. Moving down, we have the gold skirt section with the hemispheres, the black hemispheres, which are in a very nice shiny black paint. And looking at the base, we have now a 2-tiered base, which I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but it looks fantastic. One of them is a matte black and the other is gloss black. And looking at the top, interestingly, the very top of the fender has been painted gold, yet the bit that you see when the figure is on the shelf is black. So I'm not sure if that's accurate, but it looks fantastic. Doing a quick size comparison, or a comparison, with the original release of the Supreme Dalek from Day of the Daleks, you can see just how much different the gold paint is on the brand new one. It looks so much nicer, so much more accurate to the story. And you can see the other details, such as the neck bin now being an accurate gold, whereas before it was black and gold. And the plunger ball was gold on the original, whereas now it's silver and much more accurate. So it might only be minor things, but it makes all the difference to us, you know, hardcore collectors who really want the accurate Daleks on the shelf. So yeah, this is fantastic. Taking a look at articulation, well, it's what you've come to expect from the Daleks. We've got a swivel at the head. The eye stalk can move up and down. We have a ball hinge at the plunger and a ball at the gun, and it is on 3 wheels as per usual. So that's the Supreme Dalek out of the way. Now we'll take a look at the regular Dalek, and this is a very nice figure. This is one of the last remaining variants of classic Daleks that I think hasn't been made yet until now. And it's the Dalek in a gunmetal grey paint deco. And you can just see, just from how it is on the table right now, how much it reflects the light coming through the window that's behind me. And it looks so good. In terms of details, the sculpt itself is exactly the same as the Supreme Dalek, or in fact, exactly the same as most 1970s Daleks. But the main drawing point here is this gunmetal grey paint deco. It looks so nice and so metallic, and yeah, it just looks terrific. And once again, we have the details of the paint deco of the gun or the plunger matching on the balls, or the ball base things for the Dalek, which looks terrific. And I'm really happy that they've gone that extra mile to get that bit of detailing in there. And it just makes all the difference when the Dalek is on the shelf. It looks fantastic. Doing a quick comparison with a previous Jon Pertwee era Dalek. This is the SFX Dalek that was released, I think, back in 2012 as part of the SFX wave, and this one is from Planet of the Daleks. And you can just see how much the gunmetal grey makes a difference to the Daleks. They look fantastic, like this brand new Dalek here. I've chosen this one to compare it with because this Dalek is pretty much the same as the Genesis Daleks, or as Resurrection Daleks, or Renegade Daleks. This is your pretty generic 70s, 80s Dalek, whereas this gunmetal grey Dalek, I think, is only ever seen in Day of the Daleks, and yeah, just looks fantastic. So overall, what do I think of this set? Well, I think you've been able to work out throughout this review that I really like this set. It may appear as if it's just a repack of 2 Daleks on first glance, but when you look at the figures in a bit more detail, you can really see the differences in the paint decos and the thought and time that's been put into making these Daleks as accurate as possible to their on-screen counterparts. I think they look fantastic, and they're really going to pop on the Third Doctor shelf, especially with how metallic and shiny they are. So there we have it. There is all 4 of the brand new B&M 2021 Doctor Who sets for this summer. Now, you may be saying this summer, but it's September. And that's because these have been delayed by quite a lot. They were meant to be out in mid-August. It's now mid-September. And I believe that the next bunch of figures are going to be out around middle of autumn. So we don't have long to wait until we are getting more brand new figures in the shops. And I will be reviewing them, of course, for your viewing pleasure. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this review and all previous reviews, guys. If you want to pick up your sets, then I'm sure you know by now you can head out to your local B&M stores and pick them up for $19.99 each, which is a steal for what they are. You know, for 2 figures for £20 or 3 figures for £20 is fantastic. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again next time for another Doctor Who action figure review, whatever that may be. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.